YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Rome 2, and I think I have another special treat for you here. I've gotten to show you tournament battles now from Maximus and also from PokePax. This time, a YouTuber and competitive player, Attila the Great, has sent me the replays from the final of his recent tournament, which involved 32 players. And I have those finals for here. The games are going to be played between two players that I have seen play before, and both are very good, so it should be fun matches. We have Armenian King, and he's going to be playing against Danko of the TWR clan, and I know Armenian King's in a clan too, so sorry, I don't know it right off the top of my head, but yeah, we're going to have Armenian King versus Danko. And I'll get to the replay here in just a moment. It is a best-of-5 matchup in the finals, and let's cover the rules real quick. And I will put up links to Attila's tournament group, and I will also put up a link to his channel if you're interested in joining it. But in any case, so the tournament was 32 players, and sorry, there won't be any sound or music at the moment because I'm tabbed out of Rome 2 looking at this page. The rules: 32 players, no artillery, max 6 of the same unit, max of 8 pikemen, and max 8 cav, and that would include missile cavalry, which has a max of 4 horse archers. Only 1 elephant or chariot is allowed. No camping on the red line, no hill camping, no noob boxing. Now for the finals, they changed the rules just a little bit, and the change that they made in the finals was to avoid barbarian sword spam, so they maxed swords at 10, so you can't have any more than 10 swords, so that we don't just have a sword spamathon with the Boii, Tillis, Arverni, etc. So let's jump into this replay and watch Armenian King take on Danko. Ought to be a lot of fun. Again, like I said, both these players are quite good, and I'm excited to see how this one turns out. It is a best-of-5, so a player would need to win 3 in order to put it away. So, yep, Armenian King is going to start off playing as Parthia in this match, and Danko is going to be representing Armenia, so don't get confused here. Armenian King is Parthia, Danko is Armenia in this match. So, we have 3 mercenary Sarmatian horse archers for Armenian King, 2 Eastern spearmen, 1 on each flank of his front line, 2 Persian hoplites there in the center, 5 Parthian swordsmen, 4 Eastern cataphracts, 1 royal cataphract. And Danko has gone down a different route here. He has 2 armored horse archers, 6 hillmen, which are kind of like cheap levy freemen with an axe. They're good because they have javelins and they're cheap. And if those javelins are used right, they can be very cost-effective. 2 Eastern archers, and in the center he's got, the Eastern archers are on the flanks. In the center he's got 4 Eastern slingers, a lot of long-range firepower, 5 Eastern cataphracts, and 1 royal cataphract with his general. So, in a matchup between Parthia and Armenia, skirmishing and cavalry definitely matter. And both of those advantages go to Danko in this case. He's got mobile skirmishing, and he's got foot skirmishers. Now, Armenian King has decided to go with infantry, in which Parthia does hold an edge, in my opinion, because the Parthian swordsman should best the axemen of Armenia in most cases. So that is going to be interesting to see this play out. This, in my opinion, this is going to be a challenging battle for Armenian King. That is a lot of cavalry and a lot of skirmishers, and whenever you're outnumbered in the cav department and the quality is just as good, getting to 6 skirmishers is going to be difficult. His horse archers would normally give him the ability to harass enemy cavalry, but again, in a Parthia-Armenia matchup, you can expect that there's going to be horse archers on both sides, and the fact that these are armored horse archers, it's going to be really hard for either player to cause a whole lot of damage to each other's horse archers, but in my opinion, that plays out worse for Armenian King because this is his only skirmishing contingent, and his only real hope of probably picking away at enemy cavalry before an engagement. It's going to be very hard to do so. There's really no prayer that 3 horse archers could make too much of a dent in 6 foot skirmishers. So, I mean, again, this is going to be a big challenge for Armenian King, in my opinion. There's probably going to be a good while of skirmishing here, so let's put it in double speed and let this play out. We'll kind of just keep an eye and watch for action here, but you can see both players doing a lot of maneuvering with their horse archers in an attempt to try and get good volleys. You can run away from arrows with missile cavalry, and that's probably what they're doing, either trying to bait volleys or get lucky shots on the opponent. Again, a lot of skill play that goes into this type of thing, and it can be really challenging, but you can see Armenian King is baiting out some volleys from both the foot skirmishers and the horse archers. So, and he's going to try and get around with this unit. And again, we'll just let this play out in faster speed until we get closer to an engagement or a point. Okay, firing at the hillman there, just trying to be annoying. Interesting. So Danko's going to take a horse archer to the other flank. Eastern spearmen are going to come out to... So Eastern spearmen do not have javelins. They are very cheap, which that's good, and if you can get people to waste missiles on them, that's also good. But they don't have javelins, and these are armored horse archers. Could potentially see a charge from Danko if he wants. He's just gonna have to be careful that if he does charge, he can get away before reinforcements come from Armenian King. Oh, that's what we're gonna see here, actually. Yeah, kind of a weird angle for him to come in at, so he's not gonna knock down the majority of the unit. So I'm not sure that's going to go real well for Danko, but it's not like the Eastern Spearmen are going to get a ton of kills either. So not a huge effect for either player there. Let's go back into the double speed here. So looks like the horse archer maneuvering continues. Looks like Armenian King splits up his horse archers in an attempt to try and get a better angle. He's going to bring one over here to help keep these guys in check. That's a good move. And let's see what's going to happen now. Okay, more skirmishing. Looks like the horse archer is firing at the Eastern Spearmen and getting fired on by the Sarmatian horse. They still haven't lost any men, though. Nothing going on yet on this flank. So again, this is to be expected in this kind of matchup. You've got to be patient. You've got to maximize what your skirmishers accomplish. And really pick and choose your engagements. Oh, so this, if he charges here, this is going to be a lot more damaging than the other charge because they're lined up. Now he pulls out. Yeah, okay, so it looks like Armenian King was going to reinforce. So very good decision by Danko to pull away. Good defense by Armenian King. Definitely is not going to want to get his armored horse archers charged by cataphracts. Not worth it, especially just to go after Eastern Spearmen. So good decision by both players. Good play. Armored horse archers going behind his lines. These guys are slow once they get tired. Slower because they have army. They're still pretty quick. Medium missile cavalry. So they're going to be slower in general than these Sarmatian ones, but the Sarmatian horse certainly don't want to get into melee combat with them. And this exchange is probably going to go better for the Sarmatian, or for the armored horse archers than it will the Sarmatian, just because these guys have the armor. Looks like Armenian King's trying to bait volleys away, not a bad choice. Both players kind of baiting volleys out of each other. Not a whole lot of decisive stuff so far, and again, this is to be expected. Playing with these kind of armies, these Eastern armies, requires patience, and it requires a lot of management, which is why I'm not good at it. So, it's definitely fun gameplay in my opinion. I wish I could do it better because it can be extremely frustrating to play against someone who does this right. Looks like the armored horse archers trying to maybe get a charge in here. They're never going to catch these faster moving horse archers though. So he's just taking damage here, and then when he pulls away he'll take more damage. They could be out of ammo. Now he's giving a charge order. No, the spearmen have a charge order here because I'm watching it from Armenian King's point of view. Yep. So again, still no decisive engagements. And I mean, I can't blame Armenian King. I mean, would you want to attack that? I wouldn't. So he's going to try, I think, to just do his best to gain some type of advantage here where he feels comfortable on knowing what he can do. Again, this is just my opinion, and I could get proved completely wrong here. And if you disagree, you're free to comment about it. I just feel like right now, just by builds, that Danko has an advantage here. But that's the thing about how things play out, is that a build can definitely give someone an initial advantage, but how the battle plays out also plays a role here. So it looks like Danko is going to move forward and try and do some skirmishing. And Armenian King cannot just sit here and eat this. He's going to have to either move back or attack. Oof. Yeah, he's going to deal out some punishing volleys here. The Persian hoplites will be able to absorb quite a bit of ammunition, but eventually they will fall. And Danko doesn't really need to be worried about how much ammunition he uses here, because he has so many skirmishers and the slingers have so much ammo. Okay, looks like armored horse archers here trying to get some kills. They probably don't want to take this engagement, but they're going to. They're getting pretty tired. They're exhausted, in fact. Getting a lot of kills on that charge, though. But now the Eastern Spearmen getting kills. If they're out of ammo, though, you don't have a whole lot else to do with them. And, or no, they're still firing. So, I guess he's just trying to whittle away at Armenian King's forces. Bit by bit. He's still getting shots off here as well, so... Looks like back here we've just got both players in a standoff with their horse archers. Persian hoplites, it looks like Armenian King's just allowing them to eat fire. Hopefully to use up some of the ammo from the enemy skirmishers, probably. Again, I don't know what his recourse is to this. If he charges forward, I mean, he could potentially kill the hillmen if Danko allows that engagement to happen. But, I mean, he could just as easily, since he has more cavalry, push forward and charge into the Parthian swords and really screw them up with his cataphracts. It's just a dangerous situation for Armenian King, in my opinion. Armenian King is attacking. You can see his plan of attack here. It looks like he's got cavalry attack orders on the enemy cav and infantry attack on the infantry. And what he's doing here is probably just kind of pre-issuing those orders so that he can just hit the run button in case he quickly needs to protect his own infantry. So that's what it looks like he's doing to me, because see, he has an attack order, but his men are walking. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing, because he's anticipating this. So nice management of his troops there to already have those issued. So there comes his own cavalry to counter all the Armenian cav, which I'm not sure if the Armenian cav had attack orders on the infantry or not. If it did, then the charges ought to go to Armenian King, but the numbers are going to play in favor of Danko. Now it's going to turn into just a nasty blob of fights here, and the swordsmen are not going to do well in this type of fight against all this heavy cavalry and then getting countercharged by hillmen. Now they will do fine against the hillmen, but the cataphracts are going to do just fine. Charges being traded here with trample between Eastern cataphracts, but it's 2 Eastern cataphracts to the 1 royal. That could go poorly for the royal cataphract, but Armenian King, oh, and his royal cataphracts are just absorbing fire from the enemy skirmishers, and they're already down to 20 men. Looks like more gang up trying to go on here for Armenian King. This is an uphill battle for Armenian King, because not only does he have to win the infantry fight, he's got to get to the enemy skirmishers, and he's got to kill the enemy cavalry to get to the skirmishers, so definitely a difficult battle ahead of him here. And it looks like the cav fights are going just fine for Danko. These swordsmen are trying to brace, but they're going to get hit from both sides. It's going to be ugly, and then getting charged by hillmen. The Royal Cataphract General still alive. Looks like Armenian King trying to disengage and get to the skirmishers. That's going to be a difficult gambit for him, because again, there's plenty of enemy cavalry to turn around and intercept them. Infantry, of course, easily going to the favor of Armenian King, but his own infantry now getting punished heavily by the Armenian cataphracts. Pushing his swordsmen forward to push back, but see again, a charge not going to come in there. Doesn't matter, because, yeah, Armenian, oh, okay, this is why. Danko's trying to push these cataphracts away from his skirmishers. That's a wise decision. That's why he didn't charge the swordsman over here. He can wait on the swordsman, but he needs to get these cataphracts out of his skirmishers. I definitely see this being in favor of Danko right now, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. We're starting to see a lot of Armenian units get off the field, but if Armenian King can't keep any cavalry to the late game here, it's going to be over. And his cavalry situation's not looking nearly as good as Danko's is. Yeah, so I don't see how Armenian King's going to be able to win this at the moment. But the battle's not over yet, and we'll see. Yeah, swordsmen getting charged here. Swordsmen do not like getting charged by super heavy shot cav, especially when they're not braced. Even when they're braced, it can be ugly. Now, nice javelin volley from these swordsmen. And again, so only 6 cataphracts left here, 25 for his general. These cataphracts, yeah, so 2 units of cavalry left for Armenian King. And when they are dead, the game is over. Yeah, and here comes a charge. This is going to kill a lot of Parthian cataphracts here. That's pretty much going to be it. So, Danko's going to take this one home. Again, unless something just really strange happens here. Yep, that Parthian general's gone. It is over. So, tough battle for Armenian King there. The army pick did not go in his favor. His army was well suited for countering Armenian forces that came with a good number of infantry. So Danko's pick here ended up being a good pick in terms of matching up well against his opponent. You can see here that the Armenian general also died, and right there at the end, all these skirmishers went red on their morale. So again, had there been any Parthian cavalry left, a quick charge there could have been all it was needed to rout them. But if you get to the late game in one of these battles and you don't have any cavalry left, it's going to be very challenging. So good game to both players. Let's see if there's any key units here. Yeah, these skirmishers obviously were the key unit in this battle. You can see again that the Parthian swordsmen did just fine against the hillmen, and that's to be expected. But the problem is they're going to have a really hard time against all this Armenian cavalry. And the Persian hoplites have potential in killing cavalry, but they need to get in there after the charge is over. And since they ate so much missile fire, they weren't able to do that really. And that's just difficult. So anyway, again, good game to both players. So it looks like Danko is going to go up 1-0. I will bring you the next game soon. Hope you enjoyed this. And again, thank you to Attila the Great for sending these in. Go check out his channel. He also makes Total War videos. He's a good competitive player, so potential for you to learn from how he plays if you want to go check out his videos as well. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.